He said, I seen elderly men smoking their wagon, praying to you for what things we have. I seen children helping elders out without being asked. I seen them, so with all the bad people, you're going to destroy the good people. And so the Creator said to the eagle that he'll be our to watch over us. He's our caretaker. So that's why we have across this turtle island, eagle feather is very important.
Well, welcome everybody. Good morning. I'm the tribal chief for the Saginaw Chipppewa Tribe, and truly this is a historic moment for not only the Saginaw Chipppewa Tribe, but Native Americans from across the United States and across the borders. So I want to welcome all those that are here this morning, the dignitaries. You know who you are. We have tribal leaders from other nations here. We have officials from the city and the county in attendance with us this morning. I believe that they will be joining the walk, and I myself will be joining the walk as well. So today is truly a historic moment. Those pictures that you see in this banner here are your ancestors, are our ancestors that have faced many atrocities from the boarding schools. But today is a different day. Today is a day that we walk a journey for forgiveness. And today we started with these ceremonies. I'll be honest with you, I'm not sure how these ceremonies will go, so this is going to be very interesting for me as well. So I just am honored that I'm able to participate in such an event like this for Native Americans across the United States and from across the border as well.
Are you from If anybody has any medical issues or problems, I'm going to raise their hand. I'm going to stop. Calm down. Then I'll get on the radio with you.
I don't know. You know which way to go in there? Right down here. Yeah, down here.
What do you think of the shack? Anything you fix?
Swear? Yeah. It wouldn't have helped being over there either.
It's a good third sign. Top third, bottom third. Yeah, it's good.
Sounds good.
More freedom to me than what I would have
Jan.
Check.
I know, see, I know how to do that. She's in Georgia.
Good morning, everyone. I don't know, but this may be the first time that we've had tribal Eagle staffs, tribal dignitaries, along with our city council and city commissioners ever in the same room together in harmony. Needless to say, this has been a long time coming. On this day of remembrance, we look to the past with the knowledge that ignorance, prejudice, and simple-mindedness can only serve to divide us. Once we tried to force conformity upon people whose traditions and proud cultures we did not understand. We must recognize that if we do not acknowledge and remember these mistakes of history, we are doomed to live in a community divided. As leaders and community members, we must work diligently and cultivate to maintain our sense of community with our native family. It is only then we can prosper together. It is the responsibility for all of us to work to heal these wounds of the past. However, in remembering these failures, let us not let the sins of our past color our future relationships with everyone. Instead, let us look forward, wary of our mistakes, determined not to repeat the prejudices that led us to them. Let us ensure that by hard work, together we can achieve a greater sense of community and a positive outlook for our future. I've only been the mayor for 6 months, and it's events like these that show me why we need to come together, why we need to move forward to make this community stronger and better than it is right now. I thank you today for that.
They say that you cannot understand another person unless you walked a mile in their shoes. If only it was that simple. It would be foolish of any of us non-natives to assume that after this day we will truly understand the terrible impact that denying a people its language, its history, its traditions, and its beliefs can have on a community, or how demoralizing it can be to the members of that community and to their children and their children's children. But what today allows us, who have no comparable experience to do, is to learn, to grow, and to appreciate the impact that one people's ignorance and arrogance can have on another. Now, I'm proud to be an American, but that doesn't mean that I do not recognize this country has tolerated and has pursued policies and actions that have been hurtful and painful, that should never, ever have occurred, for which we should be embarrassed, and for which we as a nation must apologize and seek forgiveness. Clearly, the Indian boarding schools are an embodiment of those kinds of misguided policies. Today, you have offered the rest of us a chance to make a small step on our journey to move a little closer to the reconciliation and tolerance and acceptance that so many of us seek for this broader community. So again, I thank the organizers of this event and the leadership of White Bison for this extraordinary opportunity for us to listen and to learn. May this journey help bring the healing that you seek and help all of us work together to destroy the boundaries that injustice, intolerance, and hatred have erected. Miigwech.
You know, when I first heard about the boarding schools and how young children were taken away from their families, I tried to imagine what kind of feelings I would have if I was forced to leave my family and go away to a school where they spoke a strange language. And I really had a very hard time thinking about it. Would I ever see my mother and father again? Would it feel like a prison to me? And being punished for saying words in my own language? I just can't imagine the feelings, the fear, the loneliness, the emptiness that I might have felt if I had been put in that situation. We share this planet. We share this community. Our future is one that we will make together. And the words of a hymn that I once sang remind me that we are all one in the spirit. We are all one in this land. We all need to walk together, talk together, so that together we can build a future that the next 7 generations can be proud of. Thank you.
The implementation of the federal Indian boarding school policy by our federal government and many of our religious institutions, as well as those who sat in silent collusion while it happened. None of us who are of European origin are immune from responsibility today to undo what was done yesterday. I just wanted to say that I truly do admire the Saginaw Chipppewa Indian Tribe and those all across Indian country on this land who are working day in and day out to rebuild what they did not deconstruct. People like Hunter Genia and Shannon Martin, for example. We have the opportunity today, as we did yesterday, as we did the day before that, and the year before that, and so on, to set a new course in history. Today we are recognizing a tragic part of our collective history, and today we can set a new turning point to that history. But that's going to take more than a few words. The journey doesn't stop today. It didn't begin yesterday. It didn't begin in Oregon. It began a long time ago. It doesn't stop on June 24th in Washington, D.C. It's a day-to-day journey. So on a final note, I just wanted to leave everybody with a question to ponder, especially for those of us who are here that are non-Native American. Because it's easy, it's very easy to be here today. That's the easy part. Get a day off of work and come out here and say, we recognize that you forgive us. But what are we going to do tomorrow? And what are we going to do the day after that? And what are we going to do the day after that? So the question, like I said, that I would like to pose as I leave you with that is, what are we going to do tomorrow? Miigwech.
Okay, we are going to start the final leg of our journey to the boarding school. So I want to thank everybody. Can we give a big round of applause to our county commissioners, our city commissioners for coming out here in support. Our Mayor Holton, we want to acknowledge you. Thank you for the courage. Thank you for your efforts. And we look forward to working with you plenty. So, Miigwech, and let's start lining up. George, go ahead and line everybody up, and we'll follow suit. Miigwech.
Oh, there it is. She's set.
Fill the whole screen with just the white.